So that's actually quite interesting because that's a different view of how these rules either help or hurt parties. So what I think you're saying is that if these limits are eliminated, that it will somehow make the party or the parties on both sides into kind of glorified fundraisers for the candidate, as opposed to putting their money and efforts into the kinds of party building activities that you would prefer to do.
Yeah, yes, and I think it's no surprise that if you look at many of the states that have no limits on party coordinated expenditures, they are among the weakest parties in the country at the state level.
So the rules don't disadvantage parties in that sense?
No, look, if this court wants to enact new rules that benefit parties, I've got a long list. But it would not begin or even be on the list to strike down the ban on or the limits on coordinated party expenditures. I want to make a couple of other points just to clarify.
Both parties will be operating under the same rules, and are you saying there'd be a differential impact on the two parties, or just the collective action problem and you don't want to be part of that?
It's the collective action problem, and I didn't mean to suggest, Justice Alito, that there's anything untoward with the RNC not being here. My point is just that the national committees bear an extra burden with respect to these party building activities that understandably the congressional committees and an individual candidate, the individual candidate just cares about the next election. Senate campaign and House campaign, they just worry about the winning the majority in the next election. The DNC and the RNC and state parties have larger infrastructure purposes, and that's why in Colorado, it was the Colorado Republican Party that was leading the charge. That's why in the Cow case in the Fifth Circuit, it was the RNC and a candidate leading the charge. So there are a couple of points, though, that I'd like to clarify.
I want to let you do that, but